leisurely added a little bit of sugar and cream. Not wanting to breach any rules of etiquette, the visitor followed the commander-in-chief's lead, and he poured some of his coffee into his saucer and added sugar and cream. Then he waited for the president's next move. He was horrified to see him place the saucer on the floor for the cat. No one reported what the visitor did next. Your influence is not equal with all people. You may not have thought much about it, but you probably know instinctively which people you have great influence with and which ones you don't. For example, think of 4 or 5 people you work with. When you present an idea to them or make a suggestion, do they all respond in the same way? Of course not. One person may think all your ideas are inspired. Another may view everything you say with skepticism. Yet that same skeptical person may love every single idea presented by your boss or one of your colleagues. That just shows your influence with her may not be as strong as that of someone else. Once you start paying closer attention to people's responses to yourself and others, you'll see that people respond to one another according to their level of influence, and you'll quickly recognize how much influence you have with various people in your life. Stages of influence and their impact. If you've read John's The 5 Levels of Leadership, then you probably remember the description of the 5 levels of leadership and how influence grows in stages. Leadership, which is a specific application of influence, is at its lowest level when it is based on position only. It grows and goes to a higher level as you develop relationships with others. That's when they give you permission to lead beyond the limits of your job description. As you and your followers become more productive together in your work, then your leadership can go to level 3. And when you begin to develop people and help them reach their potential, your leadership moves up to level 4. Only a few people reach level 5 because it requires a person to spend a lifetime developing others to their highest potential. Influence functions in a similar way. It grows by stages. Let's consider each level. Level 1. Modeling. People are first influenced by what they see. If you have children, then you've observed this. No matter what you tell your children to do, their natural inclination is to follow what they see you doing. For most people, if they perceive that you are positive and trustworthy, then they will seek you as an influencer in their lives. And the better they get to know you, the greater your credibility will be and the higher your influence can become. When you meet people who don't know you, at first you have no influence with them at all. If someone they trust introduces you to them and gives you an endorsement, then you can temporarily borrow some of that person's influence. But as soon as they have some time to observe you, you either build or bust that influence by your actions. One interesting exception to this modeling process occurs in the case of celebrities. Because of their preoccupation with television, movies, and the media, many people are strongly influenced by others whom they have never met. More often than not, they are influenced not by the actual individual, but by the image of that person. And that image may not be accurate. Nonetheless, they admire that person and are influenced by the actions and attitudes they believe that person represents. Level 2. Motivating. If you want to make a really significant impact on the lives of other people, you have to do it up close. And that brings you to the second level of influence, motivating. You become a motivational influencer when you encourage people and communicate with them on an emotional level. The process does 2 things. 1, it creates a bridge between you and them. And 2, it builds up their confidence and sense of self-worth. When people feel good about you and themselves during the times they're with you, then your level of influence increases significantly. Level 3. Mentoring. When you reach the motivational level of influence with others, you can start to see a positive impact in their lives. To increase that impact and make it long-lasting, you have to move up to the next level of influence, which is mentoring. Mentoring is pouring your life into other people and helping them reach their potential. As you give of yourself, helping them overcome obstacles in their lives and showing them how to grow personally and professionally, you help them achieve a whole new level of living. You can truly make a difference in their lives. Level 4. Multiplying. The highest level of influence you can have in others' lives is the multiplication level. As a multiplying influencer, you help people become positive influencers in the lives of others and pass on not only